Hello everyone. Today is, I think today may be Thursday. I'm not entirely sure. I do know that today is February 28th, the final day of the month and the end of our 5th full month at sea. We left San Francisco at the end of September of last year. It's also our 90th day, a full 3 months of being below 45 degrees south. We are, some 280 degrees of longitude from Cape Horn. So we're getting close, still about 2,000 miles to go back to Cape Horn, but we're getting close. And been in the south now a long time. And I'm making a recording today because today is really unusual. Today, as you can see, we are nearly becalmed. We were becalmed this morning. I have both twin head sails up, and you can probably hear them. Well, I can't get the other one in the picture. You can probably hear them during the recording. They're not happy. Boat's rolling around, they keep spilling the wind, so you'll have to put up with that sound. We are making today slow way east towards Cape Horn. I've not shot a video in a while because I've gotten busy. We're at that part of the voyage where stuff is, I don't know if I'd call it wearing out or breaking down, but stuff's starting to happen, and Randall is kept quite busy a lot of the time. For example, recently the clue webbing on the number 2 head sail almost blew out. I caught it just before it came undone entirely. That sail works its butt off. I don't think it's been down the entire time. I have a storm sail rigged and a tiny staysail rigged on an inner forestay, and I haven't used them once during all of the heavy weather for the second passage around the Southern Ocean. It has been that working head sail, and that's the only thing that's gone wrong with it. So that had to come down and get fixed, but that's all done. She's back up. She's one of the sails that's barking at you right now. Another thing that's happened recently is the alternator on the engine has started to be erratic in its charging output. Not something I use very much. I charge mostly with the solar panels, which are on the rails again. They've spent most of the last 3 months below because it's a bit too rough out here for solar panels most of the time. And a Watt & See hydro generator. But I do need that alternator to work as backup, so I've been working really hard trying to figure out what makes it erratic, and I think I've solved it. Not entirely sure, but I think it was something as simple as a loose connection in the electrical bank. So that sail, working on the Watt & See hydro generator, which is always also being a little erratic, doing some fiddly bits to Monty the monitor has kept me really busy. That and the sailing down here. One of the things that's unique about sailing below 45, below 40, below 50, down in the roaring 40s and screaming 50s is not just that there's heavy weather all the time, but that, man, it just changes constantly. Every 6 to 12 hours is another kind of weather to deal with. So doing a lot of sail changes, up a lot at night, especially recently. I'm a bit worn out, to be quite frank. I figure, the God's willing, probably another 20-25 days to Cape Horn. And I'll admit I'm ready to close the loop on this particular chapter. It's not been cold and it's not been particularly rough of late, but there's just a lot going on. And I'll be happy when we've made that second rounding of Cape Horn. Current location is 46.5 degrees south and 140 degrees west. That puts us pretty much directly below the Marquesas Islands, the French Polynesian island group of the Marquesas, and not quite halfway back to Cape Horn. It's been a slow few weeks since New Zealand. We were doing something in the range of 146 miles a day down here in the south until New Zealand, and that I sat on drogue for a couple of days waiting out a storm that was ahead of us at that point, and that took a chunk out of our daily mileage. And then also since New Zealand, it's been a lot of stuff like this. Really, we've had some heavier winds, but it's been a lot of light stuff as well. So our average is down to 140 miles a day. We're going what feels like pretty slowly. I'm anxious to get more wind from the west in particular. No more southerly wind, no more northerly wind, please. But we're making it. Things are well aboard, I've been working hard to keep things in good repair and keep things clean, and that also helps keep one's spirits up when the boat is operating well. It's been nice to be in contact with people at home. Thank you very much to the virtual voyagers for all of your comments. It's a lot of fun to read them and to feel connected. So that's it. 140, I think today is 147 days at sea. We are just a few weeks from the big kahuna down south, trying to get around Cape Horn one more time. And then it will be the long slog of the Atlantic to St. John, Newfoundland, which is our first scheduled stop. So things are well. We're not moving as quickly as I'd like, but we're moving, and that's great. I'm healthy, the boat's healthy, the ocean is the ocean, the birds are still here, and we're doing well on good ship Mo Lee. Thanks for staying tuned in. Talk to you soon.